what do you know? Another trucking company was started by two brothers with two trucks. Who would have thought? Hi, I'm Logan, the 64th Gear Jammer Skeele, back here with you with another adventure in Toy Talk. So smash that like button and let's get to it. You might think twice about starting a business in Portland, Oregon, and having the one and only customer in, of all places, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Really? The Harry brothers did just that with two LF Macs. Roads in the mid-1940s between Oregon and South Dakota were mostly gravel, some paved, but certainly not the way they are today. This made travel very difficult and time-consuming. Like Montfort, the brothers hauled meat. They ran meat to the Pacific Northwest from Sioux Falls, backhauling fresh and frozen foods to South Dakota. Many problems faced the brothers. Lack of good roads, the length of the round trip, to name just a few. Oh, I forgot to mention the trucking company name, MCT, Midwest Coast Transport. On with the saga of Midwest Coast Trucking. Another pair of brothers to the rescue. The Zimmerman brothers agreed to lease their trucks and make the drive to and from South Dakota. Still, frequent stops for ice, waits for return loads, and the driver's problem of where to sleep could make the trips last up to 10 days or even longer. One problem was sort of solved. The gas LF Mack trucks were replaced with Mack LH trucks, powered by a 190 horsepower Cummins diesel engine with a tandem axle and a sleeper. Bigger and more powerful trucks would surely solve the problem. Right? Wrong! Money became another big problem. A bookkeeper named Lauren Lewis was hired in 1949. The bookkeeper saw a good thing in the making, a diamond in the rough, so to speak. Financial troubles still plagued the company, and in December of 1949, Lewis offered to buy the company. The Harry brothers quickly accepted the offer. The same year, Midwest Coast Transport became the name of the company. Lewis, the bookkeeper, moved the company offices to Sioux Falls. Lewis operated the company with some company trucks, but mainly with owner-operator trucks. The company-owned trucks were all COEs and included Kenworths, International Emeryvilles, and G Model Max. These trucks were all painted in green and black with white stripe and white lettering. Lewis also instituted a requirement for all future lease operators to paint their trucks in MCT colors before signing on. At the time, ICC regulations required the company to own 10% or more of the trucks in their operation. In 1950s, company promotion was gaining popularity in the trucking industry. So, in 1957, Lewis created a company logo contest with a huge grand prize of $50. The winning entry was a polar bear on roller skates wearing a driver's cap and carrying a block of ice. From then on, the logo adorned the sides of all the trailers in their fleet. Moving on to 1958, MCT instituted its East Coast Division. The new division started with leasing 5 red single-axle B61 Max and 5 35-foot Dorsey trailers. Just think, if it wasn't for Frederick Jones's invention of the mobile freezer unit for the Good Humor Bar, and the eventual creation of the Thermo King Corporation, MCT might not have been able to transport frozen blueberries from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and haul meat to Watertown, Massachusetts. See my videos on the Good Humor Bar and Thermo King by clicking the links in the description down below. The ICC gave MCT authority to haul back certain specialized products and raw materials for the return trip to Sioux Falls. During the 1960s, Lewis merged the East and West divisions, forming one MCT company. Lewis had bought out companies like Wilson Lines and Chippewa Motor Freight to increase MCT operating authority. Their acquisitions made Midwest Coast a 48-state carrier with small offices in all 48 states. MCT's chief competitors were Little Audrey's, Lipson Fulkerson, Perkle Refrigerated, and Colonial Pacific Frigidways in the Midwest, as was Frozen Foods Express in the South. Lewis's MCT faced considerable competition and managed to survive. The 1970s saw many changes at MCT, and one of them was MCT was purchased by Texas Gas and Transmission. Apparently, Lewis knew when to bail. The nationwide fuel shortage, fuel surcharge, and rising inflation were some of the problems facing the new owners of MCT. To survive the changing times, the new owners started a training program for drivers, relaxed the demand of green, black, and white colors for the owner-operators' trucks and trailers. But some of the diehard guys still proudly wore the green and black color scheme. Soon, red and white became the colors of the company. Also, the famous polar bear was replaced by the company initials of MCT as the logo. How did President Jimmy Carter's deregulation in 1980 affect Midwest Coast transportation? Well, it didn't really affect them, as MCT was quite adaptable to the changes in the industry, and they thrived in the new climate. MCT was transferred to new owners, American carriers. The use of dry vans brought new customers to MCT, like Target, 3M, and Hershey. However, American carriers declared bankruptcy on August 15, 1988. It was over. No, wait. Partners from within the company got together and bought MCT with some financial backing. They even managed to keep the trucks rolling during the bankruptcy and takeover. MCT carried on into the 90s. Like other trucking companies that survived deregulation, the 1990s marked a period of growth. In 1993, MCT went into a limited partnership with Comcar Industries. Comcar was a group of trucking companies based in Florida. Comcar was made up of Willis Shaw Express, Clay Hyder Truck Lines, MD Transport, and Commercial Carrier Corporation. In February of 1999, Comcar completed the purchase of MCT. Comcar left MCT's operations alone and let MCT operate independently. The only major change in 1999 was MCT was upgraded to satellite dispatching. In the 2000s, Clay Hyder Trucking was merged with Willis Shaw Express and MD Transport. Then Willis Shaw Express was merged into the operation of Midwest Coast Transport. Other changes came to the trucking industry that affected all trucking companies. The modern highway system, larger and more powerful trucks, and larger trailers. Of course, changes in communication from telephone and telegraph to the computer and GPS tracking. These have all made the trucking industry today very different from those early days of MCT in the 1940s. MCT changed with them and trucked on into the 2000s with a few nods to the past, like some trailers still proudly wearing the roller skating polar bear logo. While being adaptable, keeping up with the changes in the trucking industry, and seeing most of their competitors disappear, MCT thrived under the new name of MCT Transportation LLC. Unfortunately, MCT Transportation LLC succumbed to the not-so-uncommon reality of the trucking industry. On May 17, 2020, Comcar filed for bankruptcy, taking its subsidiaries with it. So ends the saga of Midwest Coast Transport and 4 other truck lines. Or did it? MCT was the only profitable division of Comcar, and MCT's assets were acquired by TFI International. TFI is a leader in the North American transportation industry, headquartered in Saint Laurent, Quebec, a small suburb of Montreal, Canada. TFI then merged the MCT operations into the TFI International Truckload segment as the temperature-controlled division of TFI's subsidiary CFI, thus ending Midwest Coast Transportation as a road name running up and down the highways. Before I head over to the rock quarry to review the DCP Fallen Flag Series Peterbilt 352 for Midwest Coast Transport, I want to thank Russell Spawn Jr. of Omaha, Nebraska. Russell wrote the article published in the December 2009, January 2010 issue of Old Time Trucks magazine, from which most of this episode's information was taken from. Also, Russell supplied some rare pictures used in this video. Russell was associated with Midwest Coast Transport from 1990 until 2001 by having 5 trucks leased to MCT along with his father in their trucking company. He also runs a Facebook group dedicated to Midwest Coast, and I have it linked down below. It's great to have so many enthusiasts out there keeping the memory alive of the fallen flags that once roamed the highways, delivering goods to improve our daily lives. And this is the Peterbilt 352 with 40-foot reefer van for Midwest Coast Transport. It is in their famous green and white paint scheme that was beloved by them long before they turned red. It's a DCP by First Gear. It comes in the slightly smaller box, which I wish they make it bigger because they hide the tractor or slide the tractor back a little so we could actually see the tractor in these boxes, but they don't. Ages 14 and up. And then it is item number 60-1429. It is part of the Fallen Flags series, number 47. It comes in the 2-piece blister, and then there is an extra set of mirrors right there for the truck in case one gets broken. And there she is out of the package. Isn't that sharp? The Midwest green? Man, MCT had a nice looking fleet back in the day. Much better than the red that they ended up with. And there has been a couple of models made in the red, a Volvo, and something else in the red MCT, the last paint schemes before they went out. But this goes back to their classic paint scheme. Midwest Coast Transport, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Trailer here. I have talked about these so many times. I mean, I've got all the features down and video after video on this 40-foot reefer van trailer. It is the DCP tooling, and it has a silver top, silver bottom, chrome fuel tank here, a chrome 10-hole wheel with rubber tire in the spare tire carrier, screw down landing gear with black bracing, soft rubber tires, air brake canisters, working suspension, white painted 10-hole wheels with green center caps, white sides, and then silver on this lower band. Midwest Coast Transport logo right there, Sioux Falls, South Dakota with their MC number. On this corner, you got a trailer number 9123. On the curbside, you have a 9123. The front, you have the Thermo King reefer, that vintage reefer. They only ever did the Thermo King. They could do another one. Thermo King logo, Thermo King written up there. It's in a light green, and then it has the silver for the grills. Battery boxes for the reefer, and then your airlines where they would hook up. On the back, they went with chrome doors. You can see me reflected in them. Midwest Coast Transport there, and opening doors. There's also marker lights on top, brake lights, and turn signals there, and the bumper. The mud flaps are just plain black. Interior is the reefer van interior, which has the aluminum insulated floor, and then the fiberglass walls that are insulated. Onto the passenger side, they got this little tampo here for a little peek in so you can check on the trailer. Plus they tampoed a door, and it's got cam locks. There's a grab bar, and then the hinges right there. They're all tampos because there is no door tooling on this. They just kind of, it does. It's okay. And then you've got your Midwest Coast logo there. Marker trailer number there, and marker lights up high. Screw down landing gear, and we'll screw that down so we can actually look at this tractor all set up the right way. And here we go. Here is that beautiful Peterbilt up close. You can see the Midwest Coast Transport Inc., Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with the MC number right there on the door, and then all of its other numbers on this toolbox door. It's got the green, it's got white two-tone, and then it's got some black pinstriping on it, really sharp. Chrome grab bar, chrome dual exhausts, and then here you have the battery box with a step, and then it's got this instead of the loop step. I love this one a whole lot better. Tampo on the door handle and on the toolbox door, plus the sleeper vent. Chrome mirrors, chrome wheels on the tractor, 10-hole chromes front and rear. White quarter fenders, silver to match the frame, silver on the fuel tank, battery box, and the air tanks. Chrome deck plate, silver frame, silver fifth wheel there. Also up here, you've got the green painted on the rooftop air conditioner, chrome air horns, chrome air intake up through the sleeper, and then chrome bullet style roof lights with a little orange tampo for the amber lenses. On the front, we got a truck number of 2985 tampoed on both sides. You see how that pinstripe actually curves down, little pinstripe going around the white there, and then you got a chevron on the white up on the front. You got your windshield wipers molded into the cab, as along with these little grab bars, and then he tampoed them silver. Nice looking Peterbilt logo, chrome grille, and a big chrome bumper, just a solid chrome bumper. Individual jewel style headlights and chrome bezels there. The windows are hard ABS plastic with little black outline for the gaskets. Passenger side, you've also got turn signals on both sides, Peterbilt logo on both sides, plus this little lower marker light. They got the same graphics, same markings on this one, same handbars. It's got a loop step because there's no battery box there. You can also see the air cleaner right there, fuel tank there. And then you have an extra mirror here, plus the little window there, which is a nice clear ABS plastic. Interior is in there with dashboard, seats, and steering wheel. Back of the cab, chrome brackets right there for the mud flaps. They didn't tampo the brake lights.
You got your dual exhaust here. The bracket needs to be adjusted a little bit. They're chrome with the black for the bracket. And then you got your pogo stick with your air lines on top. These cab overs do tilt, so you pop them up, and they put a white inline 6 under it. So this would be a Caterpillar engine. Owner-operators ran Caterpillars back then. Interior is brown. Radiator is up there. Turbocharger piping, etc. is all right there. And really, really nice truck. They've got some great detail on this one. It's a great collectible to have for your collection. We'll close them up, and then we'll set them aside and finish up. And this is DCP by First Gear's Fallen Flags number 47. A beautiful Peterbilt 352 86-inch single bunk cab over engine tractor with 40-foot vintage reefer van trailer for Midwest Coast transport of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. A really, really nice addition to the Fallen Flag series and to your collection.
To make sure that you know every release in the Fallen Flag series, grab my free PDF that details every truck in the series with photos and item numbers so you can go find the ones that you are missing. Just drop your email in and I'll send it straight to your inbox. I'll be back with another video comparing the First Gear / DCP Pete 351 to the Neo Scale models Pete 281 / 351 to the newly released IXO models Pete 281. So subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you don't miss it. It doesn't take much for you to do, and it really helps me out.